Attention passionate Green Bay Packers fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Green Bay Packers' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Green Bay Packers fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Green Bay Packers fans. Let's get to the news, all right. Folks, buckle up because what I'm about to share could be one of the most impactful rumors we've seen in the NFL this season, especially for the Green Bay Packers. Word is swirling around that the New York Giants might be looking to shake things up by trading their star defensive tackle, Dexter Lawrence, to the Packers. Now I know what some of you are thinking. Is this really happening? Well, the rumors are gaining traction, and if they come true, it could be a game-changer for Green Bay's defense and ultimately their playoff push. Let's set the scene here. The Giants, sitting at a dismal 2-11, have been struggling mightily this season. They're allowing an average of 2 points per game, which is among the worst in the league. Their defense has been a sieve, and the front seven has been in desperate need of a shake-up. Now, reports suggest that the Giants are willing to part with Lawrence, who is currently one of their most valuable assets, in exchange for draft picks and potentially some additional defensive tackle depth. The goal? Clear cap space, around $4.7 million, and focus on a full rebuild. This makes sense given their current situation. They're clearly in a rebuild mode and are looking to reset with youth, picks, and cap flexibility. But for the Packers, this could be a dream scenario. Dexter Lawrence, who is just 28 years old, is a true interior anchor. He's a mountain of a man, standing tall in the middle of the line, and he's been dominating when healthy. His ability to disrupt both the passing and run game makes him a perfect fit for Green Bay's defensive scheme, especially as they look to bolster their interior line and add more pressure from the middle. The Packers have been good at generating pressure on the edges with players like Preston Smith and Rashan Gary, but adding a disruptive force like Lawrence inside would take their pass rush and run defense to an entirely new level. Imagine the impact of having Lawrence paired with Kenny Clark. Those two would create a nightmare for offenses, clogging lanes and collapsing the pocket. Now, sources like Adam Schefter and Rossini have pointed out that the Giants are looking to reset and rebuild, shedding salary and assets to focus on the future. For the Giants, dumping Lawrence not only frees up cap space, but also allows them to prioritize their draft picks, especially on defense, where they are sorely lacking. Their defense has given up 367 points this season, and fixing that is clearly a priority. They're also hurting on third down, converting only 41% of their opportunities, which highlights the need for a major overhaul. Focus for the Giants now is on acquiring draft capital and young talent, and trading away Lawrence fits that plan perfectly. For the Packers, this move makes strategic sense. They've been working on reinforcing their defense, especially their run-stopping ability, which has been somewhat inconsistent this year. Adding a player of Lawrence's caliber with his versatility and disruptive skill set would significantly improve their chances of shutting down opponents' running games and pressuring the quarterback. His stats this season are solid. He's recorded 10 tackles, 14 assists, and 24 combined stops, along with 5 sacks and 5 tackles for loss. His PFF grade of 84. 2 ranks 7th among defensive tackles, and he's been remarkably durable with 0 injuries this season. His career pressures total 68, and since 2023 he's been graded at an impressive 89, showing steady performance and consistency. One of the most exciting aspects of this potential trade is how Lawrence could complement the Packers' defense alongside Kenny Clark and Devon Wyatt. Together, these three would form a formidable front that could drastically improve run defense, adding roughly 10 more stops against the run and reducing opposing yards per carry by about 20%. In fact, the combination of Lawrence and Wyatt has been projected to generate about plus 10 stops against the run and cut opponent YPC by 20%, which would be a massive boost for Green Bay's overall defensive efficiency. Looking at the stats, Lawrence's addition would also bring more pressure from the interior, potentially adding plus 2 pressures per game, and improve the run defense grade by around 15%. His presence on the line would elevate the Packers' run-stop-win percentage by roughly 18%, making them a much more balanced and feared unit. This kind of upgrade could be exactly what Green Bay needs to take the next step toward contending deep into the playoffs and possibly securing another Super Bowl appearance. With the NFC North as competitive as ever, especially with teams like the Detroit Lions and Minnesota Vikings improving, it's critical that Green Bay makes strategic moves now. And let's not forget the bigger picture. The Super Bowl odds are shifting. Right now, the Packers are at plus 1,200, but with a move like this, some betting lines could tighten, and the Packers could see their chances improve significantly. Lawrence, as a true X-factor, could be instrumental in a playoff run, especially since his run-stop-win rate is plus 18%. The Giants, on the other hand, are long shots at plus 3,000, and many analysts are skeptical about their chances of turning things around this year. But for Green Bay, this is about building toward the future, a defense that can dominate and carry the team to Lombardi glory. Now, I want to touch on what this means for the Packers roster. This season has been a roller coaster, with the team showing flashes of brilliance but also struggling at times to maintain consistency. The offense, led by Jordan Love, has been promising, but it's the defense that needs to be more disruptive, especially up the middle. Adding Dexter Lawrence would give them that anchor, that presence that commands double teams and opens up opportunities for other pass rushers and linebackers. It's about creating a domino effect. When the middle is solid, everything else falls into place. And with the Packers aiming to contend again, especially with a roster that's still building chemistry, adding a player like Lawrence could be the missing piece. In terms of the bigger NFL picture, this move could shake up the entire NFC. The Packers have been quietly building a resilient team, and if they can land Lawrence, they send a clear message. We're here to contend, and we're not backing down. The NFC has become more competitive with teams like the 49ers, Eagles, and Cowboys all vying for playoff supremacy. But Green Bay's defense strengthening could tip the scales in their favor. Plus, the move signals a shift in strategy, investing heavily in the defensive line to sustain long drives, create turnovers, and keep the opposing offense on the back foot. Looking forward, fans should keep an eye on how the Packers front office navigates this potential deal. It's not just about acquiring a star. It's about fitting him into the puzzle, making sure the cap space works, and maintaining team chemistry. But if they pull it off, it could be a defining moment of the season, a true game changer. It's also worth noting that this kind of strategic move shows the Packers are serious about making a deep playoff run and returning to the top of the NFC hierarchy. And now, Green Bay Packers fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential blockbuster trade? Do you believe Dexter Lawrence would be the perfect addition to our defense? How do you see him fitting into the scheme, and what impact do you think he'd have on our chances of winning another Super Bowl? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinions matter so much to us and to the future of the Packers. Remember, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for all the latest Green Bay Packers news. This is a pivotal moment, and together, we're going to follow every step of this exciting journey toward Lombardi glory.